Alrighty, y'all. We are officially live streaming. I'm going to share my screen. And we should be good to go. All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to BPA's Go-To meeting. We will follow the agenda as it's been emailed to you and publicly noticed. Just to remind everyone, it is a meeting of the Go team. Only members of our team will be able to participate in the discussion, and any members of the public present are here to quietly observe. For members of the Go team, please identify yourself when you speak. I am pleased to call this meeting of BPA's Go team to order at 6:03 p.m. Our first order of business is to call roll. In lieu of Allie, Tanasha will now call roll.
Thank you, Morgan. Getting it just slid out the way. I'm pulling it back up. Sorry about that, guys. All right, here we go. Holly Brookins.
Present.
Ed Cruz.
Present.
Amy Salter. Melanie Williams.
Here.
Morgan King-Ray.
Here.
Jordan Langenfelter. Leidra West.
Here.
Allie Wilson. Shamika. Thank you, sorry. Shamika Batiste.
Here.
And Tanasha Mahone here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tanasha. So we are able to take official action because we do have our quorum. And so our first order of business now is to approve our agenda. You all see it here on the slide. This was provided to you all as well. Does anybody have any changes to our agenda? Alrighty, we are looking good. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Ed. May I have a second?
Motion to approve.
I think that was Melanie. Great. All right. All in favor, please say aye so that Tanaka can record your vote. Raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Awesome. So I don't have any abstentions or anyone opposed from that. So we will go ahead and continue. Our next order is to approve our meeting minutes from last meeting. The minutes were also provided to you all. As you all looked over them, does anybody have any corrections?
Nope.
All right, we are looking good. So with that, if we don't have any corrections, may I have a motion to approve our previous meeting minutes?
Motion to approve.
Thank you so much, Ed. May I have a second?
A second.
Oh, I heard Leidra first. We're going Leidra. Thank you. May I have all in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Awesome. Thank you. So we have approved our previous minutes. So you'll see on the agenda, our next action item is to do our final budget recommendation. However, we're going to do that after the presentation from Dr. Brookins on our final budget recommendation. So without further ado, I will pass it over to Dr. Brookins.
Okay, hello everybody. Good evening, and thank you for being here with us. So since we last met, I had our staffing conference with HR and our associate superintendent and reviewed our staffing plan, our budget allocations, all of the things with HR. And so we are okay to move forward to this step tonight and just reacquaint you with our budget. And we do have a couple of slight revisions that we want to go over with you. So during this team meeting tonight, we're going to review all of the components of the budget, and that is all updated based on feedback from cluster superintendent and key leaders. After that, we will take action on the budget. I'm going to be presenting the final budget recommendations for Go Team approval, and we have done our staffing conference, and so we are ready to go and take a look at this budget and approve. All right, so budget updates. Okay, we did have a couple of slight changes since the last time we met, and I would like to review those with you. So our first change is going to be after getting feedback from our staff. They have really appreciated and they feel that it is making a big difference to have our literacy tutor in 3rd through 5th grade. They have expressed that they would like to add in a bit more math as well to support any learners who may need additional support with math. That's in our upper grades. And so we are going to, that is a position that we had this year. So we would like to go ahead and continue with that position for next year. We really see the value in that, and we feel that that would be good for kids and good for supporting their academics. We also would like to continue with a permanent building sub, and we would like to use our reserve funds to do that. So we do have a permanent building sub this year that we used our reserve funds for. And so that is a really important component of our staffing because that allows for some flexibility, that allows for coverage during the day for things like meetings or teachers or staff who may need to go home for whatever reason. It really is an important piece for us in the schools. And so we would like to make sure that we are able to continue with that, and we will use our reserve funds for that. Finally, we were looking at shifting a non-instructional para role or an instructional para role to non-instructional, but after careful consideration and feedback from staff again, we would like to continue that position as an instructional paraprofessional because that way it makes that person more versatile and more able to support needs for kids. And after all, we need to keep our needs for kids at the center of everything that we're doing. And then finally, here is a shift, and I know when Ms. Melick was on with us and sharing counseling updates and her counseling plan, she did mention that as our school grows, it is becoming a heavier lift to be able to do all of the supports that she wants to do for students in terms of school counseling. And I did find out that we are able to do an hourly counselor position. And that really is a need for us right now, is to do that hourly counseling position. And so that is another way that we would like to shift our reserve funds into the hourly counselor position. Okay. And then next slide, Morgan, please. All right, and this really is, here's a review of the reserve. So again, a couple of shifts with the reserve in terms of adding in the permanent building sub, funding our K-5 Innovation Lab, as we shared that last time, that is a teacher position that we are adding. We really envision this lab being state-of-the-art. We'll look for grants and things as well, but a real place for kids to learn 21st century skills. Things like robotics. We're looking at possibly doing a broadcasting studio so that we can announce our morning announcements and have kids run a news show. So lots of great skills there. We're also looking at wrapping our garden programming up into the innovation lab as well, and really getting that going again. I am working with a nonprofit right now to write a grant for the garden to really revamp the space. We are also we have a survey going out to our students and our staff to see what the kids want to see in the garden. So we're going to wrap all of that up into the innovation lab as well. Also looking at having a hydroponics station. So some indoor plant growing, some really cool things that we can do in that 21st century learning lab. We're excited about it. So we want to put an investment into that. And you'll see that there. And then finally, the hourly school counselor. So we would like to add 15 hours a week of a secondary counselor who can support counseling services. So that is what we're looking to do with our reserve. So a couple of small tweaks, but I really feel that they make sense for our school and our strategic goals, and very much aligned with our school district as well. Okay, next slide, Morgan. All right, and here you can see some of the shifts. So we also found out that we do need a resource officer to go to our basketball games. And so we wanted to up our overtime a bit for our school resource officer. So we just shifted that up a little bit. And then another change is that our teaching and other supplies did decrease a bit due to adding in the hourly teacher tutor, but we are still more than fine in terms of our teaching and supply money. So I feel very comfortable and confident with this budget. I feel that we have all of the things that we need wrapped up into it. So, I'd love to have some discussion around it. Is it time for discussion, Morgan? Just laying this out here a little bit again for you. So the positions we're creating is, again, remember, we're going to do the hourly school business manager, and that person will be able to handle all things on the operations side of the house. So budgeting, finance, technology, facilities, all the things that can pull administrators away from instruction. And so it will be really great to have, as we grow, to have someone to kind of help manage some of those things. So we're adding that. We are removing the hourly bookkeeper and hourly parent liaison because those things will be rolled into the hourly school business manager's duties and responsibilities. And then again, of course, adding that STEM teacher for the innovation lab. And we're really excited. We've had some great applicants internally for that position. I would like to be able to fill that position internally. We've had some great applicants. And so we are going to get started with an internal interview process probably next week for that role. Okay, and then take a look. You can see kind of how our budget is laid out by function. So we are right where we should be in terms of how we are allocating our funds, primarily to support students. And you will see that on the next page. And there's our chart right here. So 78% of our school monies are going towards supporting instruction for students. The next biggest piece of the pie is around pupil services. And of course, those are things like counseling, MTSS, all of the things, our school social worker, all of the things that help to support our students so that they are in a place where they're able to learn. Okay, now it's time, discussion and questions. What are your thoughts? What are your questions? Where are we?
A question
I
about
think I'll just, oh, sorry, go ahead, Mel.
sorry. I had a question about the additional money for the SRO to come to basketball games.
Mhm.
I've seen SROs there. Are they basically saying that we need to have our own SRO there and the school that's
Yes.
hosting, they need to have their own as
Yes.
well? Got it.
Yep, that's
Okay.
exactly right. And then that money also goes towards when we have events at the school, like family, events where we have a lot of
Right.
people coming together. It's just nice to have an extra set of helping hands, to work to build relationships, and also should there be a need where we just need to have them there.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we love our SRO, Officer Lee. He
Yeah.
is fantastic.
He's great.
So
He's great.
we're very lucky to have him. He really loves the kids and loves being at the school. So we're glad to have him. Okay,
I
Allie,
was just
did you
gonna
have a
say,
question?
yeah, I'm excited to hear we're getting some additional counseling services. I think that'll be really
Yep.
helpful. And it's
Yep.
very in line with what Ms. Melik shared. I was
Yes.
wondering about are there, I guess, like as a hourly, like is that just like a process through the district of like hiring an hourly counselor, or is there like, I know there are other services within the district that are shared, and like are we like potentially just sharing a counselor, an hourly counselor with another campus? Just
Yeah.
curious how that works.
Yeah, that's a great question. So This would be, to my understanding, a position that would be posted. And we can also, try to recruit as well. So, if there's someone who would be qualified for that, point them in the direction of applying. I can let us know as a team when that is posted. Typically, from my understanding, it is the part-time people who would share schools. So this might be somebody who perhaps was retired or, for whatever reason wants to work 15 hours a week. So that is how that works, Allie. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, thoughts?
I'll just say generally, I'm excited. I think we have a strong budget. I think we're
Yes.
staffing it super well. I'm excited of the innovation lab and what that will
Yes.
bring. So I think it's exciting. I think we're in a good place to be really successful for next year.
Fantastic. Wonderful. I love that. Anything else?
I was going to say, it feels like we were pretty proud of last year's budget, and I think that this one has like a couple clicks up from what
Yeah.
we had last year. So it's like it built off of it. I feel like a really good transitional, smooth, kind of good focus for moving forward. So this is my 2 cents.
So great. Yeah, that's really great to hear. I feel like we're really hitting our stride together as a team, and it's a great feeling. Thank you, Ed, for that. Okay. Morgan, I guess take it away if there are no other questions or discussions here.
Yeah, so Tanasha, question.
I just did want to ask one question.
Yes.
I'm new to the budget process on Go Team, and I wondered, is there anything that would impact the budget that we're approving today? Like after today, is there anything that would impact or change the decisions that we're approving today?
I don't think so. Morgan, is that correct? You're more familiar with the Go Team process.
I think it's just waiting to see what's happening with pre-K, if that will impact anything budgetary wise.
I don't think so. I can't imagine that it would. Yeah, I met with pre-K today, in fact. So I don't think that there would be an impact there.
I think I know that the count, so like whatever our like count is on October 15th or whatever it is, like if we had significantly fewer students, but
Right.
that doesn't seem to be in the cards for us, to
Right.
be honest. So
Right.
I think typically that would be the thing that we could anticipate, but it doesn't seem likely.
That's right, Allie, and that's a very good point. Yes, that would be the one thing that would impact us getting our reserve, that money that is set aside. We have to wait to see that for the first FTE that we hit our enrollment projections. And that is how that goes.
Perfect.
Alrighty, awesome. Thank you for that question, Tanasha. So from here, if everybody is good to go, then we will go ahead and take action to vote on our budget for next school year. So at this time, may I have a motion to approve our budget?
A motion to approve.
Thank you, Allie. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Melanie. All in favor for approving our budget, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
There we go. So we are all in agreement, no nays or abstentions. So our budget has passed.
Woo!
Good job, kids.
Yay!
Congratulations, Dr. Brookins, for passing.
Yay,
first
Dr.
one.
Brookins!
Congrats.
All right. Great news.
Your first
Well,
BPA budget.
I mean, I have a great Go Team and I have a fantastic staff. So, you can't go wrong, right?
So we're going to pass it back to Dr. Brookins. She's going to give her update with the principal's report as one of our information items.
That's right. So our district adopted 2 math resources, and we were able to make the decision as to which would be best for our school. And we went with Eureka. Our teachers and staff are very familiar with Eureka. They've used it before. Morgan, our resident expert here, is very excited about it as well and ready to support the teachers with that. So I think it's a great choice, and I'm excited to see what we'll do with it. We do have a half day for students coming up. That is a professional development day for teachers. It's district-wide. That's on March 16th. Students will be dismissed at 11:15. Before they are dismissed, they will receive lunch. It will be either a sack lunch from the cafeteria, or students can bring their own. And then there will be no iKids that day, along with, my understanding is no Bessie and no East Atlanta Kids Club. And the reason for that is primarily staffing. Many of the aftercare programs have staff who are in school during the day or working another job, BPA staff. And so therefore, there was just not a feasible way to be able to safely staff on that day. So we have been, Shamika, who's on with us, of course, has been messaging that out to families for the past few weeks. We've been messaging it out through the school as well. So that is where we are with that. We do have a dental clinic. So the dental van comes to BPA. We sent flyers home about that so that students can get dental care that is needed. So that's March 17th. We have Culture Fest upcoming March 26th. That's a very exciting event, along with our bingo night coming up. We do have a Georgia Milestones parent meeting for 3rd through 5th grade. That is April 14th. Morgan, who will be hosting that meeting?
That will be hosted by our testing coordinators, so Miss Thurston
Okay,
and Mr. White.
fantastic. And that will be at the school?
Yes, at the school
Okay.
in the media center.
Okay, great. We do have our kindergarten kickoff April 16th coming up. So we have been putting messaging out for that as well. We have also posted it on several pages. That is for students who are zoned for BPA, and they'll come in and do some activities, have a tour, meet some of the staff. And we also wanted to offer a pre-K preview, so an opportunity for our students accepted into the BPA pre-K to come in and see the school and have a popsicle out on the playground, see their classroom, meet their teachers. So that will be happening April 30th. And then I told you a little bit about the Whole Foods Garden Grant. So we are working on writing that grant so that we can start to kind of get our garden back up and running and our garden programming back up and running. So very excited about all of the opportunities there. Also, not on the slide, I did want to let you know, we had this past week our first student principals advisory council. So we had an application process, and we accepted, I think, about 20 something students perhaps, and the other students who applied will be alternates this year. So it was really great. We had a few guiding questions for them. We settled on our group norms for our time together. We talked about the purpose and the objective. And so essentially, this is an opportunity for the kids to give feedback into their school and what's happening at their school, what their school looks like. We talked about, if you were the principal, what are the things you would change? What would you keep the same? And so it was really great, a really great opportunity for us to come together and talk about some of those things. And their assignment is to go back and talk with their classmates about that and bring some data back. And then we're going to take a look at the things that they're bringing back and determine what we can actually turn into action. We've got some other leadership activities, really trying to refine and teach leadership skills together. And so it was a really great meeting. And I think that was one of the things we talked about on, I think maybe my first or second Go Team meeting with you. It was something I mentioned that I would really like to do. So it took a while to get there, but I am excited that it came to fruition. So that will be a monthly meeting that we will do, and we're doing it first thing in the morning. And Mr. Sandy White was a really great help there. Also, speaking of Mr. White, shifting over to Mr. David White, as you know, our retired principal is now our site manager. So that means he is taking care of our building. So anything that is needs attention in the building, HVAC, painting, electrical. He replaced a toilet flush valve the other day. So it has been really fantastic to have him back. And in my mind, we are all stronger together with having him there. So it's been a really great partnership. I've been very happy to have him. And I keep telling him he's going to work himself out of a job because he has been so busy taking care of all things in the building. It's been really great. And so that is my principal's update. Any questions or anything you want to know about?
I got cut off for a second, and I logged back on. But did they choose a pre-K teacher yet? Or
Yes. And so I have not announced it yet to staff, Ed,
oh,
and
okay.
I will do that and then I'll send it out. How about
Yep,
tomorrow?
no
I
problem.
just would like to be able to share with staff first.
Absolutely.
And so it's actually somebody who has been at Whiteford. So two fantastic, a teacher and a para, and they are both fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to having them at BPA. So I'll make that announcement tomorrow, and I'm glad that you reminded me of that.
And then when's the lottery? When do we find out?
I think it's Morgan, when is it? March 31st?
March 31st.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll send a maybe just a welcome and kind of let the community know about our new teachers.
Sounds great. Thank you, Dr. Perkins. I
Okay.
also want to just raise for the group, today we sent some kiddos to the science fair. So they represented BPA at state, and those kiddos all placed first in their categories.
That's amazing. Incredible.
Mhm.
Even more reason I'm excited to have our innovation lab, right? We have some budding, engineers and technology specialists and all the things. So I'm very excited. That's really fantastic. We're proud of them.
Yes, yes, we are. So that brings us to our announcements. Does anybody have any announcements for the team?
I had one more question. Where
Oh, go for it, Ed.
did you identify where the pre-K class will be in the building?
We are still working through that too, Ed. Sorry, but we're getting there. We're
Okay,
closer.
just
It'll be
curious.
somewhere up towards we want to keep our pre-K up as close as we can to the front. So we are doing a space audit. Tanasha is actually going to help us with that. We are going to be looking at how we are using all spaces within the building, just to see how we can better make use of our spaces as we, have less space available.
Understood. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think for safety, it really makes sense to have the youngest kids up closest to the front.
Also helpful for arrival and dismissal.
All the things. Yep.
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 Awesome.
I actually just had a question for the sake of notes. I know that Amy is here now and also Jordan, but I did not see when y'all came in. So just wanted to check so I can update the notes if you know about when you arrived. If not, I can go back and watch the video.
6:24. I was
Forget-
6:05 when I logged on.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
So Amy, were you here when we voted on the budget or no?
I was not, no.
Okay, great. Just making sure. But you were here, Jordan, you were here for all action items.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thanks, all.
Thank you, Allie, for being so diligent.
Taking the best notes. Alrighty, y'all. So does anybody else have any announcements for the group? If no one else has announcements, I just want to make sure you all have done your budget training. If you didn't do your budget training on Ellis, please double check that you have done that. And then also our next meeting is on May 14th. So we do not meet in April. I'm so sorry. But we will meet back again in May 14th at 6 o'clock as scheduled. Does that still work for everybody? All right.
Yes.
Excellent. So with that, we've reached the end of our agenda. Does anybody have any additional business at this time? Looking good. All right. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Move to adjourn.
Thank you, Melanie. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Tanasha. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Awesome.
Aye.
There we go. I don't think we have any nays or abstentions. Good to go. So we have adjourned our meeting. It is 6:34, record time. Y'all have a
Fastest meeting.
have a great rest of your evening.
Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate your guidance and support as we worked through this together. So I think it was a great team effort, and I appreciate you.
Go team.
Everybody.
Thanks.